up. Lamont coming in the house, and then we're making moves here at Shane's Drift Chat for a big Thursday. Lamont, welcome in.
How about you, sir?
Talk about your role with the team, what you did on this team, position-wise, playing-wise. What was your role, basically?
I was just starting running back. Like, we had a very good variety of players. So, like, you had to share the ball and all that. But whenever I got the ball, it was mostly a touchdown every time.
How many touchdowns? Coach told you had about 1,000 yards rushing, right?
Yes,
around 1,000. How many touchdowns? He said something, maybe it was at 22?
Yes, it was around there.
Whew. It's a lot of touchdowns for a middle school. And 7 games, too. That's hard to believe. Hard to believe. What have you learned from Coach Switowski? What have you learned from the coach?
He's taught me a lot. A real lot about the game of football, and he's helped me improve better. And it's funny because at the beginning, before the season started and tryouts was beginning, I wasn't really going to go out for the team.
That's what I heard, yeah.
But he was able to convince me, and then I joined. And now I'm glad that I joined the team.
You're not a huge man, but I understand you're pretty fast.
Yes, sir.
How do you get that speed? How do you keep that speed, improve it, to get better?
I just always work out every day to keep my leg muscles strong. Just like work on stuff like that.
What are some things like that you did to get ready for the season? Did you do like preseason workouts and training to get ready for this year?
Yes, sir, I do. I went to a couple camps, and I'm always working out with my dad. And like sometimes I got my trainers to help me out.
That's pretty good. You got your own set of trainers, personal trainers. Your dad's helping you out too in the same way. What camps do you remember you went to? Which camps? Remember what camps you went to? Colleges or somewhere? Any local camps?
I think it was a local one, but I forgot the name.
Gotcha. Being unbeaten during this past season, over 2 years, you were the team this year, but being unbeaten as a team, what does it being unbeaten, what does that mean to you, that unbeaten season?
It means to me like you're the most unstoppable team, nobody can stop you, but we can't ever slack off because once we slack off and not play as hard as we usually do, and that usually leads to a loss, but we kept our heads straight.
Who's been the biggest influence on your football lifetime? Who's been the down the road influencing you to be a good football player?
My dad, because if it weren't for him, I really wouldn't be playing sports, football, basketball, things like that.
Is this now something you'll be doing from now on? You gonna stick with football?
Yes, sir. Well, I'm thinking between this and basketball, but right now it's at football.
Now you're in 8th grade this year, right?
Yes, sir.
Going to Ragsdale next year, right?
Well, it depends on like family issues.
I got you.
I'm supposed to have like 2 twin brothers coming in today. So it just depends how everything goes down.
If you go to Ragsdale and head that way next year, or to the whatever high school you go to next year, do you look to be a varsity player next year? You probably play JV.
Sir, I'm going to do at least 1 year at JV just to get used to the whole high school process and then do varsity for my last 3 years.
Sounds good. What about the toughest game you had this year? What was the toughest game?
McNeil, because we was making a lot of mistakes. So I just kept telling my teammates we got to stay in the game. I was pretty mad at halftime because it was only 0-0. And I'm like telling everybody, yo, y'all got to block. We got to step up our defense, stop making mistakes. And then we stopped. Then I had that first score in the second half. And then that just turned up the whole tempo.
What was the big play you made in that game? Did you have a big play that game you can remember?
Yes, sir. It was the touchdown because I was running through the hole, then I had to cut out because the hole got closed. I ran straight, then I juked out 2 people. So I'm really good with my finesse moves, and then just took off and scored.
Man, you did a good job. Good job. Favorite college team? Got a favorite college team?
Florida State.
Florida State. They're playing Clemson this week. You like Florida State in that game against Clemson?
Yes, sir.
Good deal. How about favorite pro team and maybe a favorite pro player? Anybody there?
Pro player. What started me with football was Michael Vick. I used to be a QB, and I just like the way he runs, scores, can pass. I switched to running back. So now I look at people like Adrian Peterson, Barry Sanders, their old highlights.
You like the old Barry Sanders highlights too, huh?
Yes, sir.
That's good stuff. Good education. Do the Panthers win this Sunday, you think? Carolina Panthers playing the Packers, playing Coach Switowski's team.
Yes, I think they're going to win. They're 7-0. They got this.
And they will be 8-0, right?
Yes, sir.
How about Duke or Carolina on Saturday? That's a big game, big college game.
That's a hard choice to make right there.
Duke's to be mad because you saw last week's game, right? That end of the game play.
Yes,
Miami,
sir.
that's just crazy. I can't get over that. So Duke's going to be mad, but Carolina's like 7-1. They feel like they're the top team now.
North Carolina has a better chance right now.
Going with Carolina in that game, okay? We mentioned you might be part of the Ragsdale Pro. What's the most important thing you need to do between now and when you get to high school to be ready for that next level? What do you think you need to do?
I'm going to start doing more workouts to get my upper body strength better, a lot stronger. Work on my speed more, 'cause I know people in high school is a lot faster and better competition. But I just got to keep grinding like I always do.
That's good stuff. You got the right, somebody's been teaching you to say the right things, so you're just saying the right things, and keep those hips moving too, right?
Yes, sir.
That's a big part of your game. Favorite class and teacher at Jamestown Middle?
My favorite class is math. I'm really smart at math. And so far, my favorite teacher is, he was the coach on the football team for this year. He was the coach for the linemen, Mr. Steele.
Mr. Steele?
Yes, sir.
Gotcha. Last question. If you could tell something to future Jamestown Tiger players, what kind of advice you give those guys? The guys coming back for next year's team, what advice you give the future players?
I would tell them, even though we're like the seniors at the middle school now.
That's right.
So I'm just gonna tell them, keep your heads up and just keep working out, get better and stronger, and get ready for this next season, because it's gonna be a lot harder. Because the other teams, their 7th graders are pretty good, so they just need to get better, not slack up in practice, just keep working hard.
Some good things. Lamont, good to have you on board.
You too, sir.
Hope you enjoy me. Keep up the good work, and hand the ball off to Devin. He usually hands it off to you. You hand it off to him this time. So Devin Boykin